in there.
In Barnes County, donating a lot of time and money to make this a better place to live. Lever's Super Value, with the Super Value Advantage. Locally owned with national buying power. Lever's Super Value, Valley City.
And here are your starting lineups today. First of all, for the home team, the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology Hard Rockers. Middle of the line is Dave Randall, a junior from Alliance, Nebraska. The guards are Todd Sherman, sophomore from Winter, South Dakota, and Colin Williamson, sophomore from Plano, Texas. The tackles are Mark Olson, junior from Hazen, North Dakota, and Kane Ree, senior from Bighorn, Wyoming. The tight end is Jason Beilstein, a senior from Lodi, California. Wide receivers are Marshall Davis, freshman from Olathe, Kansas, and Tony Ostheimer, junior from Ranchester, Wyoming. Fullback is Tyler Barth, sophomore from Dickinson, North Dakota. Tailback is Jamie Dale, sophomore from Alpine, California. And the quarterback is Nick Russell, sophomore from San Diego, California. Defensively, they're in the 3-4. The nose is Bruce Struckman, senior from Stockholm, South Dakota. The tackles are Joseph Burke, junior from Lexington, Nebraska, and Andrew Munson, freshman from Bismarck, North Dakota. The linebackers are Tyrell Anderson, senior from Green River, Wyoming, Timothy Lucchini, a junior from Findlay, Ohio, Everett Brill, junior from Elko, Nevada, and Dave Melledge, junior from Auburn, Nebraska. The corners are Donovan Brill, a freshman from Elko, Nevada, and Josh Sherman, sophomore from Cologne, South Dakota. The safeties are Tom Lunsman, junior from Gretna, Nebraska, and Eric Yeash, a sophomore from Louisville, Colorado. The head coach of the Hard Rockers is Dan Kratzer. Starting lineup today for the Vikings offensively. In the middle of the line, it's Kevin Murphy, sophomore from Tomahawk, Wisconsin. The guards are Charlie Wellman, freshman from Cavalier, North Dakota, and Michael Hitchcock, freshman from Las Vegas, Nevada. The tackles are Major Hopp, sophomore from Malacca, Minnesota, and Josh Smith, junior from Phoenix, Arizona. The tight end is Jason Hollett, senior from North Pole, Alaska. Wide receivers Matt Crane, senior from Wasilla, Alaska, and A.J. Pfeiffer, sophomore from Buffalo, North Dakota. The running backs, fullback is Garrett Jackson, sophomore from Fairbanks, Alaska. The tailback, Jordan Backstrom, sophomore from Maddox, North Dakota. The quarterback is Trent Kozlo, a junior from Edgeley, North Dakota. We'll grab the defense for the Vikings when they go on that side of the ball for the first time. The head coach of the Vikings is Dennis McCulloch, and as we stand ready, South Dakota School of Mines and Technology will kick the football away to the Vikings, working from left to right of the Hard Rockers, right to left for the Vikings, and we are underway. The ball got beyond Derek Elliott. It hops, and he'll take it at the 6. Sets up middle return, shook a man as he got to the 15, and he got stood up at the 16-yard line, and that's where the Vikings will have their opening possession. First down and 10 at the 16 in the DAC Bowl, presented by Dakota Bank.
All right, a little series information here, Ryan. 15th time the Vikings and Hard Rockers have played. Valley City actually has been dominant, winning 12 of those games. Valley City had an 11-game winning streak versus Mines until a couple weeks ago when the Hard Rockers handed the Vikings their largest defeat since 1993. They started playing in 1950.
And the Vikings are out of the shotgun with 3 wide receivers, twins to the right and a man left, on first down and 10 from their own 16-yard line, and a penalty flag will fly as Trent Kozol takes the opening snap. And if the flag is against the Vikings, wouldn't that be fitting? Their last game of the season would start with something that has killed the Vikings all season long, which are penalty flags, and this one is going to go against Valley City State, a false start penalty that's going to back them up. So back to the 10 go the Vikings, and it's first and 15.
Well, the Vikings actually started this game with a mistake. Nobody caught the ball on the kickoff. The ball just landed at about the 10-yard line before it was picked up.
First and 15 for the Vikings from their own 10. Now we have more whistles, and boy, it seems like it's taking this one a while to get going. I believe that they put the ball to the 15-yard line now. And was there a flag of some sort against South Dakota Mines? Or did they mark the spot incorrectly? I believe they're going to re-spot the penalty. I wonder if we can head down to the sideline. Brian Yanish is standing by down there. Brian, what's going on?
They're not too sure, I think, where the ball is supposed to be spotted. If they just look across the field, they got the down marker of where the original line of scrimmage is, mark it off 5 yards. They were just gave them a 6-yard penalty originally is what happened.
You're an official. Have you ever given anybody a 6-yard false start penalty?
I've never heard of a 6-yard false start penalty before, no.
Okay, well, that's good to know that there isn't one of those. I would hate that they would sneak in a new rule on us before the last game of the season. So it'll be first down and 15, but now from around the 12-yard line, the Vikings will have the football just ahead of their own 11. And again, shotgun formation. Kozol dropping back, firing left flat, has his man Pfeiffer complete back to the original line of scrimmage, about a 5-yard pickup. And it'll bring up second down and 10. And we're finally underway in the Dakota Bowl, or the DAC Bowl, I should say. I keep saying Dakota Bowl. That's next week in the same building.
Quick little in pass to A.J. Pfeiffer, who leads the team with 38 catches. That is his 39th.
First down and 10, or correction, second down and 10 for the Vikings. They have moved the football back to almost the original spot, right around their own 16. Twin wide receivers right. They're going to run end around with Derek Elliott. He's going to be hit in the backfield and drugged down for a loss of 5, but a flag comes in late as well. There was a Viking blocker in the vicinity, but I'm wondering if Derek Elliott was drugged down by his face mask on that play.
Well, Eric Yeash did a great job of playing off a block, making the tackle in the backfield. That's a very slow developing play, and it is going to be a penalty on South Dakota Mines.
It's going to be a big one as well. We'll go down to Brian Yanish again, who's getting a workout right away here today. Brian, did you see that face mask?
Yeah, he definitely grasped it and did pull him down with it. Didn't really pull his head, but he brought him down by the face mask.
And so they're going to enforce that from, I believe, the end of the run, which will push that ahead to the 26-yard line. So it was a loss of 5 yards, but the face mask will add 15. And so it's first and 10 Vikings at their own 26. Twin wide receivers left this trip, and they'll give away this time to Jordan Backstrom, cutting back over the middle, and you'll nudge ahead to around the 30 for a pickup of about 4 yards on the play. And the tackle for South Dakota Mines made by Joe Burke from the linebacker's position.
Backstrom coming in motion from left to right, getting that handoff back to the left side, picking up about 3 yards on the play.
Second down and 7. Ball now spotted at the Viking 30. We're just underway. A myriad of penalties and no score. The opening drive of the football game. Twin wide receivers right. A.J. Pfeiffer goes in motion behind the line of scrimmage. This is going to go to Pfeiffer on an end around. Nobody fooled. He's dropped back at around the 27-yard line. It'll be a loss of about 3 yards on the play. Little misdirection. Trent Kozel tried to sell it as if he kept the football, but he did not do that. And moving down the line from my vantage point was Brian Kenmitz that made part of the stop. You had a better eye on it as well, Tyler.
Yeah, I think it was, I think that's who it was, Ryan, just playing off a block again and stringing out that play. No place for Pfeiffer to go.
So it's third down and 9 for the Vikings. They'll send trip wide receivers left. One man goes right. And again, Kozel out of the shotgun. 6 defensive backs in the game for South Dakota Mines. A quick drop. They're going to throw screen over the middle, and it's incomplete. Should have been caught. That was in the vicinity of Jason Hollett. He could not hold on to it. And so the incompletion will bring us to fourth down and 9. And it looks as though the opening series of the game has stalled for Valley City State.
Trying a little tight end middle screen on that play as Jason Hollett was coming across the middle. Ball thrown a little bit high, but should have been caught.
Derek Elliott on to punt for Valley City State. 2 men go deep to return for South Dakota Mines. And 1 man will motion behind the line of scrimmage for the Vikings. And the kick is a line drive kick. Very returnable, but fumbled. And going down to pick it up on the play for South Dakota Mines was number 39, Colin Kling, out of Belfouche, South Dakota. It turns out to be a 30-yard punt, about a 3-yard return. And Mines is going to have pretty good field position. First down and 10. They'll take over at their own 47-yard line. No score with 12:41 remaining in the quarter.
And Valley City State's going to get a big dose of Jamie Dale. 715 yards rushing this year. Next closest, 72.
So first down and 10 for South Dakota Mines, and it is Dale right up the middle. Found a bit of a hole, but got spun as he got to midfield and will be dropped at the 49 of Valley City State University. Good play made up front by the Viking defensive line. And Kevin Strang, the middle linebacker, makes the stop for a gain of 3.
And really, Jamie Dale, a workhorse, but he's only 5'9", 180 pounds. Not real big for a featured running back, but he can take the punishment.
Second down and call it 7 for South Dakota Mines. They're going to make a massive shift, and they will load up with 4 wide receivers to the left side of the football field. It's a quick screen pass to the left side for Tony Ostheimer, and Ostheimer's into the second level and gone to the 20-15, 10-5 touchdown, South Dakota Mines. On just their second play from scrimmage, they go all the way to the house for the score. Whistles are flying, but I believe this one's going to stand. I don't see a flag down at this moment.
Well, a big block downfield by Marshall Davis, the other wide receiver. He cut down Cody Kilthau right at about the 50-yard line. That allowed a lot of room down the sidelines for the touchdown.
Well, I think I see the flag now. It's right in front of the Viking bench. And, Brian, you had a better vantage point on that. I believe it's an illegal motion penalty?
Yeah, they did call illegal motion. I think when they did the shift, they had 2 guys going on motion over there at the end where they threw the pass to, so that would be a penalty and bring it back.
Wow, what a big break for Valley City State. That was a touchdown for Tony Ostheimer, and instead It'll be no score, and South Dakota Mines will take over with the ball back at around their own 45, looking at second down 11. Dropping back and throwing the left side of the football field for Dale, and Dale will be hit right on the sideline and knocked out of bounds at the 49. This is also, I believe, a different quarterback for South Dakota Mines than we were ready for. Joe Sanchez, a sophomore out of Gilbert, Arizona, was in the quarterback's position. We were told that it was going to be their regular starter, Trevor Roberts, but he did not make the start today. So here comes third down and 7 for Mines.
And Dale snuck out of the backfield. Mike York right there to make the play. That's a good job defensively for the Vikings.
Third down and 7 for South Dakota Mines, and again they will shift, sending 3 wide receivers to the right side of the football field. Shotgun snap to Sanchez, quick screen, nearly taken away, and Ostheimer is spun down for a loss on the play. Playing that one well was Cody Kilthau, and he will spin down Ostheimer for a loss of about 7 yards. It's going to bring up fourth down and 15, and the Hard Rockers are going to have to punt. Nice opening salvo for the Vikings after they gave up the big score. They're going to survive that, Tyler.
They tried the same play on the near side of the field as they tried on the far side of the field when they got the touchdown called back. This time, Cody Kilthau was not blocked on the play. He came in, read that perfectly. Big tackle for a loss.
And the punt for South Dakota Mines, high end-over-end kick, angled left side of the football field. Scatter drill on for the Vikings, took a great South Dakota Mines roll, and it's going to bound down to the Vikings' 16-yard line. So after the opening drive, the Vikings will end up right back where they belong, 44-yard punt, no return. First down and 10 for Valley City State. No score with 10:45 left to go in the opening frame of football today.
Now, in order for Valley City State to win here today, they're going to have to play mistake-free and get some breaks. So we saw one big, huge break on the opening defensive possession, bringing back that touchdown.
First down and 10 for the Vikings. And again, Trent Kozel will go out to do the quarterbacking duties. We do expect to see Tommy Zinke at the quarterback spot today for the Vikings as well, as they'll alternate there. Twin wide receivers each side of the football field. And right now, the play clock down to 3 and 2 as Kozel takes the snap. He's going to call his own number. Shook a couple of tackles and carried it on forward. Got to around the 20, perhaps the 21-yard line for a pickup of, it looks like, 4 yards for the Vikings. And a second down and 6 coming up for Valley City State.
A design quarterback draw. He was actually hit by Timothy Lucchini at about the 16-yard line. Got ahead to the 20-yard line.
Second down and 6 for the Vikings at their own 20. And Twins again to each side of the football field. Trent Kozel talking with his offensive line, perhaps audibling. 3-man front, and it looks like 6 defensive backs remain in the game for South Dakota Mines as the Vikings continue to try to spread them out. Now a delay quarterback draw, and Kozel got free. He'll cross the 25 and nudges near the 30 for a Viking first down, a pickup of close to 10 yards for Trent Kozel.
Charlie Wellman, the left guard, pulled on the play. And Kozel just waited for him to pull, got behind his big left guard, got enough for the first down.
First down and 10, Vikings at their own 30-yard line. And Trent Kozel has run the ball twice in this sequence. Will go ahead and snap it out of the shotgun once again. And again, he's going to run the football, this time once too soon to the well. He spun down back behind the 30 down to around the 29-yard line. They had gotten used to the look, and the tackle will be made up front once again for South Dakota Mines by number 93, Brian Chemnitz, and it'll bring up second down and 12.
Chemnitz was being blocked by Major Hop. Hop didn't get any movement on him. He made the tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 12 for the Vikings, and again out of the shotgun will be Trent Kozel. He's got a man motioning behind the line of scrimmage. Play fakes to him. He'll keep. And Kozel breaking tackles into the second level. Got himself up to the 40. It'll be a gain of around 10 yards. It's going to bring up third down and 1 for Valley City State. Trent Kozel on 4 quarterback draws consecutively.
That time, motion Pfeiffer from right to left. They fake to him, and Kozel keeps the ball. Bruce Struckman had a chance to tackle him near the line of scrimmage. Kozel just slipped away from that tackle, got up close to the first down. It'll be third and about a half yard.
8:45 to go opening quarter. There is no score in the game. The Vikings at their own 40, facing third down and a short 1. Twin wide receivers right. Jordan Backstrom is a wide receiver left. He will motion back towards the line of scrimmage. Play clock at 4, and now Trent Kozel going to call for a timeout. Timeout for Taco John's as well. We will keep it here on our opening timeout. Just to let our man on the sideline, Brian Yanish, know he's been asking for updates on the Bengals-Baltimore game today. They have 37 seconds left to go in the opening quarter. Mr. Yanish, Baltimore with the football, but Cincinnati with a 14-0 lead. What do you think of that, Brian?
You know, it's going to be a great year to be a Bengals fan.
Well, is it ever a great year, Tyler, to be a Bengals fan? Is it ever truly a great year to be a Bengals fan, Tyler?
Hasn't been a very good decade to be a Bengals fan. But this year I might agree with
Carson
Brian.
Palmer, comeback player of the year. You know, got to turn around the secondary, so their defense is pretty stellar now.
Tell us a bit about the sideline today, Brian. What's the talk on the sideline right now from this Viking crew?
Well, right now they're just trying to figure out, if running up the middle is something they're going to do. They're bringing a lot of pressure off the edges, so they want to try to keep the ball in the middle of the field so they can slow down that speed rush. So that if they have to pass, the defensive ends just can't peer back their ears and get after them.
Well, that's why we've seen Trent Kozel go up the middle 4 consecutive plays. And the timeout over. Again, Taco John's timeout. That road business is starting to wind itself down in Valley City. And if you haven't been to Taco John's because of it for a while, get yourself there because it's a good time to get there. Third down and a short one for the Vikings from their own 40. Out of the Viking timeout. A.J. Pfeiffer will motion from right to left, and now they'll bring Derek Elliott in motion as well. Elliott's going to get the football, made a man miss, got himself to the 41. Should be enough for a Viking first down. Needed about 3/4 of one, maybe got 1 1/4, but Derek Elliott gets you a first down almost every time, and he does here.
I think Major Hop just had a nice little chip on the defensive end that time, creating a little bit of crease for Derek Elliott to cut inside that and pick up the first down.
First down and 10 Vikings. Matt Crane will come back into the game for the Vikings as the wide receiver far side of the football field. There are twins that way. The slot man is Kenny Eliason. And out of the shotgun once again is Trent Kozel. He's been there almost exclusively today. He'll drop back, looks to the near side of the field. Pass is complete. A jumping catch made in front of the Viking bench by A.J. Pfeiffer up and around the Viking 47. That'll be a pickup of 6, and it brings up second down and 4 for the Vikings.
Now, we've seen this year. Valley City State is not an explosive offense. If they're going to score, usually they're going to pick you apart a little bit with some runs and some short passes, and they're doing a nice job on this drive.
Second down and 4 for the Vikings. Again, twins going to the far side of the football field. Only one safety in this matchup right now for South Dakota Mines. Play action. Again, Kozel looking to keep. Kozel struggling forward, got himself to the 49. It'll be a gain of a couple of yards, but the Vikings will still remain a couple of yards shy of first down yardage.
And Everett Brill did a nice job for Mines. He stays home on that fake to Pfeiffer coming in motion, designed to get the middle cleared. Kozel keeps the ball, but Brill was right there to make the tackle.
Third down and a long 2 for Valley City State, trying to keep this drive moving with 7 minutes and counting in the opening quarter and no score. A.J. Pfeiffer again motioning behind the line of scrimmage. Ball goes to Pfeiffer on an end around. He got spun as he got to the 50. It'll be a gain of 1, but very nice contact on the open field tackle by Tyrell Anderson coming up off the right side to spin Pfeiffer away. And on 4th and 1, the Vikings are faced with a difficult decision.
And Tyrell Anderson was not blocked on the play. Pfeiffer had to make him miss, but Anderson right there chopping him down at the ankles.
Well, the Vikings show that they are going to go for it, but they may be trying to get a jump, and Kenny Eliason will motion and maybe should have been called for a flag that he will not be called for, but that was close. Now, Kozel will drop back into the shotgun where he has the option to kick it, and he will do so. Puts an end-over-end roll on this one. It takes its first hop at the 20, inside the 10, slows down at the 5, and run down inside the 5 by A.J. Pfeiffer. It'll be at the 4-yard line. A 46-yard punt, no return. First and 10, South Dakota Mines, their own 5, still in a scoreless ball game.
And the Viking defense now, they did a nice job on the last series, but this would be a great opportunity for them to keep South Dakota Mines down in their own territory, force a punt, and get good field position.
First down and 10 for the Vikings at their own 5-yard line, and South Dakota Mines, I may have said Vikings rather, it's the Hard Rockers football at their own 5. Shotgun snap to Sanchez. He'll give it away. Now takes it back, keeps it himself, and carries to the 11 for a pickup of about 6 yards. Again, this is a new quarterback. Not a new quarterback. He got some time against the Vikings the first time they played, but he is not the regular starter, and the regular starter was in on that play. Trevor Roberts was on the football field. So South Dakota Mines doing some different things with their personnel in the last game, but they pick up 7 yards on that play.
And Sanchez just followed Jamie Dale. He faked to him, to the left, and he just followed him, picked up 7 yards.
Brings up 2nd down and 3. Sanchez will run stretch play to the near side of the field for Dale. Dale being run down and spun down at the 10-yard line. Stop made for the Vikings by Bernardo Marte, who did the one thing you don't want to do when you play in the Fargo Dome, forget your jersey back in Valley City. He's wearing number 21 today. He's supposed to be number 3, but he makes a tackle there for a loss, and it brings up 3rd down and 5.
And really, the play was made by Ronald Buck, the defensive end, on Kane Ray, the left tackle. He stuffed him at the line of scrimmage, made Dale bounce it to the outside.
Trevor Roberts playing tight end as Sanchez will take the snap out of the shotgun, and penalty flags will fly as this one is going to be pushed back 5 yards, I believe, on a motion penalty. What a strange change. Now, this team has so many quarterbacks on their roster. Tanner Ireland, Joe Sanchez, Marshall Davis, Michael Lacker, Nick Russell, all listed as quarterbacks, and we know from past experience that Jason Beilstein is also a quarterback on this Mines team. But I don't know what their strategy is here by playing their starting quarterback at tight end.
I don't know. And you know, Nick Russell, he had 278 pass attempts coming into this game. So I'm not sure either, Ryan.
He played very well against the Vikings the first time. Toss left side, Dale with a head of steam in front of him, but he's corralled at the 11-yard line. Nice open field tackle for the Vikings on the far side of the football field. And again, that was Cody Beck made that play. Let me make another correction. That was Eric Burgad that made that stop for Valley City State. So a gain of 7, but 4th down and 3, and the Hard Rockers are going to have to punt the football once again.
And that was a huge tackle because there was a lot of room out on that left side. Good blocking on the interior by South Dakota Mines. Nobody outside except for one Viking. He made the tackle.
Get down to the field here with Brian Yanish in a moment. High snap, punt nearly blocked, and a flag comes out. And a fair catch is signaled for the Vikings at the Hard Rocker 45-yard line. The punt was nearly blocked, but the punter was hit and went down, and we may see a running into kicker here. And we'll get, first of all, Brian's look at the penalty. What do you see coming here, Brian?
Well, I was moving down the field to get an eye and see if Mike York could receive that ball. After the first one, he didn't catch the punt. He did say he had trouble picking up the ball, so I didn't quite see the penalty down here, Ryan.
Well, it's going to be a running into the kicker penalty, and so South Dakota Mines is going to get an automatic first down. It's not automatic, but the 5-yard penalty will move it enough for first down yardage. How about the Vikings sideline, Brian?
Well, you know, they're feeling pretty confident about what they're doing here. I think the defense is really excited with that stop. Now they got to turn around and get another one here.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a tough break when the Vikings had come up with a stop, looked to be establishing a little bit of control. Now they got to do it all over again, Tyler.
Not much of a penalty either.
No, it really wasn't, but it was sold pretty well. And so first down and 10 from the 16 for South Dakota Mines. Again, tossed to Dale, and a flag comes down. And wonder if we're not going to see some sort of a blocking infraction on the near sideline. Brian is shaking his head right away, and he's going to tell us that somebody did something illegal on the near side of the field.
Yeah, there was definitely holding on the right tackle out here. He grabbed the jersey and just pulled him down.
All right, well, that's going to cost you 10 yards. Do you see that South Dakota Mines is a little sluggish so far today, Tyler?
I just think Valley City State is doing a nice job defensively stringing out these plays. I think Ronald Buck was the man that was being held. He is doing a great job of getting penetration up the field, making Jamie Dale bounce the thing to the outside, and then the linebackers are just flowing to the football.
So a holding penalty will knock the ball back 10 yards. They're going to put it back to the Hard Rocker 7, and it will bring up first down and about 19. They'll go half the distance on that. So first down and about 19 from the 8-yard line. The Vikings bring a massive blitz, and the ball goes to Dale. He will get to about the 10, and now another penalty flag comes in. A helmet came off from South Dakota Mines, and I'm wondering if this flag isn't going to go against Valley City State on the tackle. Didn't see anything, but we'll see.
Well, there was a big pile there. I'm guessing it's either a face mask, but I thought it was a holding inside. But, a pile like that, you never know what's going on underneath.
Well, they're going to call a personal foul face mask against the Vikings. That hurts on two accords. Number one, it's a 15-yard penalty, but a personal foul is an automatic first down, even though 15 yards not enough to reset the sticks. The Vikings get hit with two penalties after a stop, And here we go again. First down and 10 for South Dakota Mines, their own 25.
And what did we say? Valley City, in order to win this game, have to play mistake-free. 2 penalties have really hurt them on this drive.
Hard Rockers with twin wide receivers left, a man right. Sanchez out of the gun with men to his right and left. He steps up in the pocket, hit, got away from pressure, scrambling it outside. Big hole, 30, 35, 40, out of bounds at the Hard Rocker 42-yard line in front of the near side Viking bench. Outside contained just collapsed. And Sanchez takes off with tremendous speed, and he'll pick up 17 yards for a first down for South Dakota Mines.
Well, South Dakota Mines is dead last in the conference in sacks allowed. Valley City bringing a lot of pressure, but Sanchez just stepping up in the pocket, moving out to his right, had all kinds of room down the sideline.
2 tight ends now for South Dakota Mines. Twin wide receivers to the right on first down and 10. High snap, Dale up the middle, making a cut behind a wall of blockers, and was horse collar tackled from behind at the Viking 49, a pickup of 8 yards and change. Brian Yanish is an official. I don't know how they didn't call horse collar tackle on that, Brian.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. The penalty, or the rule clearly states if you grasp inside the shoulder pads and pull them down backwards, and that brings them down, and I saw all that happen right there.
Absolutely it did. But it brings up second down and 2. The Vikings catch a break, but it was an 8-yard gain for Jamie Dale. High snap, and Sanchez rolling out off the snap, hit as he throws the football over the middle. It's incomplete, and that was partially knocked away by Bernardo Marte. It'll bring up third down and 2, and the Vikings another opportunity to try and get themselves off the field.
Kevin Strang blitzing on the play as Sanchez rolling to his left. He was hit hard after the play, came up a little bit gimpy, still on the football field though.
Third down and 2, and the Hard Rockers will have to go back to a third down conversion once again. I don't see Jason Beilstein at all today for South Dakota Mines, and that may be why Trevor Roberts has moved to tight end. That's a bit of a sore spot for the Hard Rockers. Dale, stretch play, left side, trying to outrun the wall. He'll pick up the first down as he got to the Viking 46. That'll be a pickup of around 3, just enough to move the sticks, and it's first down for South Dakota Mines.
You know, the Hard Rockers got a first down on that play, but Valley City played that really well. Jordan Maher stringing that thing out, but Jamie Dale is so quick, he gets around the corner, gets just enough for the first down.
Slot receiver here is Ostheimer, so a lot of things have moved around for Mines, but their offense working right now. No score, 2:08 opening quarter. Hard Rockers first and 10. It's a keeper for Sanchez. He'll be knocked down on the far side of the field after a gain of about 4 to around the Viking 42-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4 yards, and it brings up a second down and 6 for the Hard Rockers.
A fake to the right, that drew a lot of Valley City State defenders to that side, clearing the way for Sanchez to take the ball around the left side. But again, Valley City State not giving up the huge play. Rockers getting about 4 on that play.
Clock to 1:35 left of the opening quarter. Second down and 6 for the Hard Rockers. They'll spread things out with 5 wide receivers, trips and twins. Trips left and twins to the right. The Vikings trying to compensate defensively. High snap to Sanchez, looking over the middle. Pass complete to Ostheimer, but wrapped up immediately. A gain of just a couple of yards, and it will bring up third down and 4.
Just spreading the Viking defense out. And Dustin Rougeau, the wide receiver, slot wide receiver, just runs a very shallow in route, about 4 yards inside or in front of the linebackers. Valley City comes up, makes the play. Third down and about 4.
Was that Rougeau that caught that football?
I believe number 8. Is that?
2 and 8 looking pretty much the same from up here. I thought it was Ostheimer that caught it. So for those of you on B2 today, if we missed it, apologies on that. Third down and 4. Trip wide receivers going left again. And again, Sanchez out of the shotgun. High snap. Sanchez actually got moving early. Makes an option pitch to Dale, who found a hole to cut through, but was stopped short of the first down. He'll pick up 3 up to the Viking 36-yard line. 37. It'll bring up fourth down and short, and I would not be surprised to see Mines go for it here.
You know, that's a very interesting play. An illegal play. A legal play for the Hard Rockers because the quarterback, Sanchez, is moving parallel to the line of scrimmage. The center is snapping it as the quarterback is on the run. That's actually a pretty well-designed play.
And Mines has made no change in their personnel, so they are going to go for it in the middle of the football field on fourth down and short. They'll load things up going into the power I formation, but the clock will run out in the opening quarter before they can go for it. So a drama-filled play coming up to start quarter number 2 at the end of 1. we have no score, Hard Rockers and Vikings. From the Fargo Dome and the DAC Bowl presented by Dakota Bank, you're listening to live coverage of Viking football on Dakota Country and the Viking Radio Network.
Enjoy a great dining experience at the City Light Supper Club Lounge and...
You want a minute here?
30, yeah, take a minute.
Okay.
Areas Joe can easily handle any size.
Actually,
party.
take 30. We weren't very tight getting this one
Wide
started,
selection.
so take 30 seconds to bring it back, please.
Okay.
Fish and seafood, combination dinners, ribs, steaks, and more. Tuesday night is Senior Citizen Night at the City Lights, where seniors receive a 10% discount. For the finest cuisine in the area, it's the City Light Supper Club in Valley City.
Taco John's timeout. Again, Taco John's remained open throughout all of the road business in Valley City, but right now that's starting to clear itself up. Get yourself to Taco John's in Valley City. They present all of our timeouts. Dakota Bank DAC Bowl continues from the Fargo Dome here in Fargo, North Dakota. South Dakota Mines and Valley City State scoreless through a quarter. We start the second quarter with 4th down and a short one for the Hard Rockers. They will turn and give it away in the backfield, and it's going to be very close. I believe they've got first down yardage. They gave it away to their fullback, and I believe it was Trevor Roberts that carried the football. He did, and he's going to have enough for the first down, a gain of 1.5 yards for South Dakota Mines. So the Hard Rockers will move the sticks, 1st and 10 at the Viking 35-yard line.
Power formation by the Hard Rockers. Zach Looney wearing number 74. He is an offensive lineman. He's in the backfield helping block. They actually ran away from him, but they still picked up the first down.
And on that play, Jason Beilstein was on the field for South Dakota Mines, but it did not affect who was the quarterback in this formation. Sanchez, play action, rolling right side, firing over the middle, has a wide open receiver to the Viking 20 and down to the Viking 16-yard line. Big play over the far hash mark, and the pass complete to Jonathan Tristow, a sophomore out of Hilmer, California. He'll make the catch up to the 17-yard line where it's 1st down and 10 for Mines inside the red zone.
Tristow was running the shallow drag, and over top was Trevor Roberts. And that really confuses the secondary of Valley City State. Tristow was wide open underneath, getting a Hard Rocker first down.
1st down and 10 for South Dakota Mines inside the Viking 17-yard line. Again, Sanchez out of the shotgun, takes the snap, gives it away to Dale, looking off right tackle. Not much there to around the 14 for a pickup of 2. Couple of NFL scores in progress, seeing as how it is Sunday. I keep forgetting that for some reason, but scores in progress right now. Atlanta leading Washington 14-3, now 20-3, not a surprise. Arizona up on Chicago in Chicago 21-7. Cincinnati still leading Baltimore 14-0 with 9:42 left to go in the opening half. 2nd down and 8. The chef is on the sideline celebrating his impending Bengal victory, he believes, today. Illegal motion coming up against Mines. They'll throw to the near side of the field, and it's incomplete. Intended on the near side of the football field for Marshall Davis. Coverage was applied by Dustin Renner, but I think Jamie Dale got going early, and that should back the Hard Rockers up 5 if the Vikings choose to accept the penalty.
Yeah, he took about 2 steps towards the line of scrimmage, and they're going to get Jamie Dale on that. Not as severe as what we saw earlier with Valley City State. They did the same thing, didn't get called for it.
And I do like the decision by Valley City State to decline the penalty. They are going to force 3rd down and 8. So they'll decline it. It'll be 3rd down and 8 at the 14. They believe that South Dakota Mines will settle for the field goal if the Vikings can get a stop here. And so it becomes a crucial play. This is really the most successful drive for either team today, and it's happened with a lot of penalties. This one already extending into the 15th play of the drive coming up right now, and it started from Mines' 5-yard line. 3rd down and 8 for South Dakota Mines at the Viking 14. Shotgun snap to Sanchez, firing far side of the field, incomplete flag. Bernardo Marte went up and deflected the ball. He's going to be flagged for pass interference. We'll go down to the sideline. Brian Yanish, did you see it happen? Did you see some contact before the deflection?
You know, I saw it happen, and he was definitely on his back. I felt like he made a play at the ball, which, you know, it's up to the official to make that call or not, and he decided to make that call.
Well, the flag is down at the 5, and so this would be a half the distance penalty, but an automatic first down, and that is another penalty that the Vikings have gotten themselves into. This drive was extended on a roughing or a running into the punter penalty Then there was a face mask penalty, and now a pass interference penalty, and the Vikings are just shooting themselves in the foot right now.
Yeah, they are. That was one-on-one coverage. Valley City State brought 7 men at Sanchez. Marte had very good coverage, must have put his hand on the receiver's back.
So it's 1st and goal for the Hard Rockers from the Viking 5. They'll give to Trevor Roberts, and he gets stood up right at the 5-yard line. No gain on the play. That hole filled up very nicely up front by Kevin Strang, who's having a great day today for the Vikings. 2nd down and goal coming up.
The 2 defensive tackles, Seth Olson, Tommy Butler, do a nice job of creating a pile that allows Kevin Strang to scrape his way into the hole and make the play at the line of scrimmage.
Other NFL scores today, Indianapolis on top of Houston 13-0 with about 5.5 to go in the second quarter, and New England leading Miami 10-9. Miami just scored that one in the final stage of the second as well. 2nd down and goal. Sanchez dropping back, rolling right side, stepping up. Now flush to the near side of the field. Now loads up and throws, and it's incomplete. A dive made from behind by Dustin Renner to knock that ball away from the intended receiver. That was, I believe, going to Jamie Dale on the near side of the field. Great coverage by Renner to force 3rd down.
And I think Sanchez had a chance to run this ball in. He was going to be close to the end zone if he attempts to run that thing, decided to throw it, and Dustin Renner with a great job leaving his feet, knocking that ball away.
Well, another 3rd down and goal try coming up for South Dakota Mines. They had 1st and goal at the Viking 5. They've been turned away twice. This is the 18th play of the drive. Twin wide receivers right, 2 tight ends. Out of the gun again is Sanchez, rolling right side, stepping up over the middle, incomplete. Looks like it was behind the intended receiver, Jonathan Tristo. And so it brings up 4th down and goal. Here comes the Mines field goal unit. This will give the Vikings something to get pumped up about.
Good pressure by Cody Beck and Tommy Butler coming up the middle, maybe forcing Sanchez to throw that a little bit sooner than he wanted to. The ball was there, but knocked away at the last moment.
So a 22-yard field goal try coming up for South Dakota School of Mines and Technology. The kicker is Andy Smith, a junior from Pierre, South Dakota. And we wait. The snap is a good one. The hold is down. The kick is on its way. Lots of leg. It is good. And Mines will take the opening lead on an 19-play drive from their own 5 to the Viking 5. They settle for a 22-yard field goal. Taco John's timeout. 3-0 South Dakota Mines over Valley City State. 12:48 left in the opening half. And you're listening to Viking football.
Is much more than a contractor. They're a full-service design-build team with solutions to fit your needs. They serve a long list of distinguished...
Brian, don't be afraid to get into that defensive huddle when they're going over things and figure out what they're saying, all right?
Go back to play, and then after the kick, I'll see if I can get something.
Okay. 30 seconds here.
That's 845-1272. Or stop by the offices on East Main in Valley City.
They are now tied between Miami and New England 10-all. Tampa Bay down to Green Bay in the Battle of the Bays today, 21-14, and it is a 1-point lead for Jacksonville over Kansas City, 7-6 in the later stages of the second half. We are at the Dakota Bank DAC Bowl in the Fargo Dome. Ryan Cunningham, Tyler Schlecht, and the chef, Brian Yanish, on the sideline today. It is 3-0 South Dakota Mines over Valley City State. And the Vikings get the football back. Kickoff from Mines after the field goal. Derek Elliott takes it to 5. Found a hole to shoot through. Shook a tackle. Cuts back over the middle of the field to the 40 and dives ahead of the 42. Great return for Valley City State to try and get some field position for the Vikings. Tackle made by Josh Sherman, sophomore out of Cologne, South Dakota. 1st and 10 Vikings at their own 42-yard line.
And a big block by DJ Mormon for Valley City State. He cleared the way for Elliott to make the cut up the middle, get across the 40-yard line.
It'll be at the 41-yard line is where this drive will take off. 1st down and 10 for the Vikings. Trailing 3-0 to South Dakota Mines, and Tommy Zinke will check in a quarterback for the Vikings with trip wide receivers left, and Mike McAtee in the backfield as the feature back. Turn, throw to the left side, Eliason on the screen. Eliason hit and knocked out of bounds after a gain of a yard. What a terrific play by Dana Melich, a safety out of Auburn, Nebraska, who shook off a block and was able to bring down Eliason on the opening hit.
Yeah, Matt Crane was trying to block Melich, and he just played off the block perfectly. Eliason couldn't run away from him. A play that probably could have picked up 10, 12 yards on the play. Turns out to be 1.
2nd down and 9 for Valley City State. Letheo Proctor is checked into the game for the Vikings as well. And Matt Crane and he will now make twins on the left side of the football field. Eliason comes back to the right, one of two tight ends. And under center is Zinke with McAtee in the backfield. They'll turn, give to McAtee. He's got a man on him right away, and that play isn't going anywhere. Maybe no gain at its best. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9 for Valley City State.
Valley City State was trying to pull an offensive lineman, but following the pull right there was Brian Chemnitz. He went right through that vacated hole, made the tackle right at the line of scrimmage.
And again, the Vikings doing a lot of different things package-wise. They'll sub out almost all their receivers and send Trent Kozel back into the game as the quarterback with 11.5 to go here in the first half. It's 3-0 South Dakota Mines. Not looking for the snap was Kozel. He'll be brought down back behind the line of scrimmage, way back at the 34-yard line. It'll be a loss of about 8 yards, and it's going to bring up 4th down a mile. The Vikings are going to have to punt the football, and I still don't quite understand the package situation the Vikings are trying to run.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting that snap at all. He just lifted his leg for a motion man to come through, and that's when the ball was snapped. He wasn't expecting it. And again, a mistake by Valley City State is going to force a punt.
So the Vikings will kick on 4th down and 18. We'll hear from Brian Yanish in a couple of moments as the Viking defense goes back on the field. Elliott gets the kick away. Line drive, wobbly kick, and it's picked up for South Dakota Mines. Return to the far side of the 41-yard line. And it will bring up 1st down and 10. It is a 30-yard punt and about a 4-yard return. The return was by Jess Henderson out of Preston, Idaho. Brian Yanish on our sideline in the Viking defensive huddle. What did they go over, Brian?
Well, they're just really happy with holding the 3 points there. They did look pretty gassed. They were really hoping for a 1st down there by the offense to get some breath, but, they got a drink of water. They're ready to go back to work.
And here's the thing. This is something that this Viking defense has been tested with all season long, an offense that won't hold the football. And we'll see how they'll hold up as South Dakota Mines goes back to work. And now Trevor Roberts is the quarterback for the Hard Rockers. Play action. Correction, this is not Roberts. This is yet a 3rd quarterback, and it's a 1st down throw of 16 yards to the Viking 44 to Tony Ostheimer. Nick Russell is back in at quarterback. I may have said Trevor Roberts. Apologies, folks. Nick Russell steps up and makes a throw of 16 yards, and it's 1st and 10 Hard Rockers.
That was a bullet across the middle, too, on a slant route. In stride, making the catch, 1st down.
And the shotgun snap to Russell. He'll throw to the left side of the football field. Tyler Barth catching on the screen, and Barth will be spun down by Cody Beck for a gain of about 3. And let's make a change, folks. Nick Russell, not the original listed starter. Trevor Roberts was not the original listed starter. Nick Russell was, but didn't see the field for the first quarter and a half today, and not exactly sure why. 2nd down and 8 coming up now for South Dakota Mines. And the give will be in the backfield to Jamie Dale, who was piled upon immediately and did well to get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
Good defensive effort by Valley City State on the previous play. Just a little flare pass and read perfectly out there by Valley City State. This time a run inside Valley City State linebackers flowing to the play, 3rd and long.
3rd down and 8 for South Dakota Mines at the Viking 41. Shotgun snap again to Roberts, firing left side, incomplete. Could have been a flag. The Hard Rocker crowd wants one. They won't get it. The coverage on the far side of the football field was by, I believe, Ronald Buck, dropping back into coverage for Valley City State. And I just boy, we're seeing everything today, Tyler. Quarterback upon quarterback, and that's a defensive end covering out in the flat.
Well, that's because outside linebacker Cody Beck blitzed in Ronald Buck's place, so it's kind of a zone blitz where Ronald Buck drops into pass coverage. He did a perfect job on that play, just covering the flat area.
Jason Beilstein comes onto the field late, and I believe the Hard Rockers are going to have to call for a stoppage. Timeout taken by South Dakota Mines with 9:27 left in the opening half. 3-0, the Hard Rockers with a field goal on top of the Vikings. Taco John's timeout, and you're listening to Viking football.
The Farmers Union Mutual Insurance Farm and Ranch Policy is a flexible plan designed to protect your farm operation. Basic policy coverage is provided for home and farm structure,
30 seconds,
farm
please.
Personal property, livestock, and grain. After the
You got it.
coverages for a variety of articles and circumstances, and you've got an insurance policy tailored.
I'll tell you what, our wireless mic has never sounded better on the sideline today.
For a flexible plan, contact me, Kirk Olson, or Tyler Van Bruggen at Farmers Union Insurance in Valley City.
Well, the only Bengals fan in a 5-state region is the chef Brian Yanish, who's on the Vikings sideline today. Carson Palmer, 11 of 17 for 125 yards and a touchdown pass. And Chad Ochocinco, 4 catches for 45 yards. It's 17-0, the Bengals on top. 4th down and 7, and this is a 58-yard field goal attempt for South Dakota Mines, and it might just get there. It hit the crossbar. It hit the crossbar and bounces back. It had just enough leg to get to the crossbar and not get over it. That may have been a Fargo Dome record. 58-yard field goal attempt by the kicker, number 22, Andy Smith, and he very nearly got it. The Vikings will take over at their own 41, 1st down and 10.
I tell you, that was impressive. Andy Smith is 11 of 14 this year on field goals, very accurate, and that thing hit right in the middle of the goal post. It hit the end bar and bounced back another half yard, and that thing would have been good.
1st down and 10 for the Vikings at their own 41 after the missed field goal opportunity. And Tommy Zinke will check back in at quarterback for Valley City State. Snap taken, and I'm going to change that. That was not Tommy Zinke that took that snap. I believe that was Mike McAtee or Derek Elliott. It was Mike McAtee running the Wild Viking, and it will bring up 2nd down and 10. That Wild Viking, not particularly wild or successful, but it was a new wrinkle.
Now, I wasn't down at South Dakota Mines when they played a couple weeks ago, and I haven't seen that formation at all this year.
Well, Mike McAtee is still the quarterback. They'll motion a wide receiver behind the line of scrimmage from right to left. On 2nd down and 10, A.J. Pfeiffer behind the line of scrimmage. Pfeiffer going to run a double reverse. And now McAtee got the ball to his wide side. He'll make the catch. Turns on the afterburners. Touchdown, Valley City State. It's a double reverse. Zinke ends up with a football and throws to McAtee for a 59-yard touchdown pass. And the Vikings will take a 6-3 lead.
And Coach McCullough kind of lied to Brian, didn't he, in the pregame? He said not too many wrinkles, maybe a couple, but that one was set up beautifully. McAtee handing the ball off, and then a flip back to Zinke, who is your regular quarterback. McAtee sneaks out of the backfield, wide open down the sideline, made a guy miss about the 20-yard line, in for the touchdown.
Marino Tosluku on for the extra point. It's blocked. It's being kicked around on the field. Tosluku trying to make a tackle, knock the guy over. The ball's still on the ground, and finally ends up rolling out of bounds. So it's 6-3 Vikings. Now, in all fairness, Coach told the chef that there would be nothing new. We've seen that play once before. It was last year, and it was at home when the Vikings ran it. It was Jason Belke lining up as the wide receiver, took the pitch and threw it to a wide open Chauncey Calhoun. Actually, no, I don't think it worked that way. I think Belke caught the football. Did he not?
I think it was. I think he ended up catching the I've not seen that play before. But it was designed really, really well by Valley City State.
Well, nonetheless, Mike McAtee was wide open, and the chef's on the sideline. Brian, that Viking sideline's got to be fired up now.
You know, they're pretty excited. I haven't seen the defense look this excited all game, and you got to think that was a quick drive. Maybe the defense didn't get the rest they wanted, but they're definitely excited to get back out there and get the ball back to this offense right now.
And the Viking defense will come back onto the field, but now holding a 6-3 lead. The Vikings get a big trick play, double reverse. Zinke winding up as a wide receiver, took the pitch and throws it downfield to Mike McAtee for a 59-yard touchdown strike. And the Vikings are up by a score of 6-3. And the Vikings will kick the football away. Tosluku's kick line drive down the middle. It's taken around the 10-yard line for South Dakota Mines. They'll set up middle return, and the return for South Dakota Mines is by Marshall Davis. He'll return it to the 31 or 32. It'll be the 32-yard line. 1st down and 10 for Mines at the 32. The Vikings leading 6-3 with 8:31 left until halftime.
Well, and Coach Horner and his defensive staff have to be happy with the way the Viking defense has played here this afternoon. They bent a little bit, giving up a long drive, but only 3 points. A far cry from what happened a couple weeks ago when they gave up 60.
Low snap again, this time to Roberts, but he'll give it to Dale, who's got a lot of room to run far side of the football field, and Dale will have about 9 yards up to around the 40 or just ahead of it. It'll be a pickup of 9 for Dale. Run out of bounds, Cody Beck, Ronald Buck, and it will bring up a 2nd down and 1 for South Dakota Mines.
And let me say, there's 8 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in the second quarter, and we know how explosive the Hard Rocker offense can be. So even though you've only given up 3 points through a quarter and almost a half now, you got to be careful because this offense can score points.
1st down and 10, or correction, 2nd down and 1 for South Dakota Mines. They have the football at their own 40-yard line. It is 6-3 Valley City State with 7:45 left to go. Play action, dropping back. Roberts, quarterback, sacked back at the 30-yard line. He will lose 11 yards. Getting there for the Vikings was defensive lineman number 94. I don't believe he's a starter for the Vikings. Do you have him over there?
Yep, Tommy Butler.
Okay, yeah, that is Tommy Butler. Yeah, starter, senior out of Bend, Oregon. That will make the stop. Forward progress back to the 31, a loss of 10, and it brings up 3rd down and a long 10 for the Hard Rockers.
And that is Butler's 2.5 sack this year.
Good to see him get one in his final game as a Viking here today at the Fargo Dome. And here comes 3rd down and 10. Quick throw over the middle. Pass is complete, but well short of 1st down yardage. It's complete to number 17, Jonathan Tristo. He's wrapped up and dropped on the play for the Vikings by, I believe, Jermaine Marcellus, number 11. And so on 4th down and 4, the Hard Rockers set to punt the football, and the Vikings will get it back.
Marcellus allowed Tristo to catch the ball across the middle, but held on, made the tackle, still 4 yards short of the 1st down.
And so back to receive the punt for the Vikings is Mike York, standing at the Viking 30-yard line. 6-3 Vikings, they'll get the ball with the lead. The kick is away, and it is a high spiraling kick. York will take it back at the 27. Near side return to the 30, 35. Tried to juke step a man and is actually brought down back at around the 34. So it'll be 1st down and 10. Vikings, a 35-yard punt, 8-yard return. We go to the sidelines where Brian Yanish is standing by. What can you tell us, Chef?
Well, I know the offensive line was over here in a huddle the whole time trying to figure out how they can create some openings here on the running game, and the quarterback is to be determined right now. It looks like Trent Kozel's heading out there.
Yeah, Kozel's going to go out there, but we've seen a little indecision out of the quarterback situation today. I'm personally surprised we haven't seen more of Tommy Zinke this afternoon. The Vikings leading 6-3, and with twins to each side of the football field, they have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 34. The snap taken by Kozel. Going to throw down the field. He's got Backstrom open, and Backstrom dropped the football at the Hard Rocker 45-yard line. Nothing wrong with that play except that Backstrom just didn't catch the football. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Well, South Dakota Mines in a cover 2. You've got the cornerback playing the flats. You got the safety playing a deep half. And that time Backstrom got right in between the corner and the safety. A perfect place to throw that football in that type of coverage. Kozel laid it right on the hands of Backstrom.
2nd down and 10 for the Vikings. They'll motion a man. That's, I believe, Jason Hollett behind the line of scrimmage. Twins to the left. Snap taken. They'll give it away left side. Backstrom trying to find room. Turns it upfield and maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it. A host of Hard Rockers were there to meet him, and really the Hard Rocker defensive line has played extremely well today. They have not been fooled by any of the misdirection from the Viking running game. That stop for South Dakota Mines was made by number 97, Bruce Struckman. It brings up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, when Valley City State is not running any type of fakes to the running backs and Kozel running it up the middle, they just hand it off to the running backs. The defensive line is very tough to move.
3rd down and 10 for the Vikings. They have the football their own 35. They'll motion behind the line of scrimmage with Derek Elliott. Good protection as Kozel drops back. Over the middle, too high for 2 people. He had Proctor there and he had Eliason there, and there were also 5 Hard Rockers there, so he threw it into a pack. No one could make the catch. It brings up 4th down and 10. The Vikings left to give the football back.
And either Letheo Proctor or Ken Eliason ran the wrong read on that route, because 2 guys in the same area, that draws your 5 defenders to those 2 guys, and there wasn't a chance to put that one in.
So the Vikings will send out the punt crew with 5:38 left to go until halftime. The way the defense is playing, you're probably not looking for any type of trickery here from the Vikings. They will most likely kick the football away. Elliott waiting for the snap at his own 25, and the kick is away. Line drive right down the middle of the football field, and a fair catch is called at the 30 by South Dakota Mines. The man receiving the punt for the Hard Rockers, number 35, Jess Henderson. It is a 34-yard punt. No return. Defense back on the field. Brian, I don't know what kind of shape they can be in right now down there.
You know, like I said last time, they look excited. They didn't look as excited to get out there this time, but they know, it's the last game of the year. There's nothing. You can't leave anything on the sideline. Get on the field and play your butts off.
Well, that's what they're trying to do right now. They have a 6-3 lead, do the Vikings, over South Dakota Mines as we continue along in Dakota Bank DAC Bowl presented by Dakota Bank. And we are here at the Fargo Dome in game 2 of the day. A quick throw to the near side of the football field, and the pass is complete as South Dakota Mines will get yet another wide receiver active today. Number 88, Dusty Daniels, a freshman out of Sheridan, Wyoming, makes the catch. Pick up a 5, 2nd and 5 at the 35.
South Dakota Mines spreading Valley City State out with 4 wide receivers, and Dusty Daniels just runs a 5-yard out.
Roberts, a bit of a bobble as he took the snap. He's in trouble. Brought down from behind. Jersey tackled by number 91, Jordan Mahar. The man out of Bowman, North Dakota will make the stop, and Roberts will go down officially back at the 26-yard line. It'll be a loss, 24, a loss of 11, and it's 3rd down and 16.
Now that's a heck of a play by Jordan Mahar. He was being blocked by Brian Freed, the left tackle. Just basically took him back to the quarterback, Russell, reached around Freed, grabbed the collar of Russell, and brought him down.
3rd down and 16 for the Hard Rockers. Rolling out right side, Roberts stepping up, firing downfield. Pass is complete for a 1st down deep to the Viking 41-yard line. Getting loose was Tony Ostheimer behind 2 different Vikings, and that's going to turn out to be a 33-yard pickup. 1st down and 10 for the Hard Rockers.
And nothing fancy. Ostheimer just running straight down the field. He got between 2 defenders and wide open down the field. Perfect throw by Russell.
And correction, 35-yard pickup for Mines, and it's 1st and 10 South Dakota Mines. Roberts calling his own number, turns it upfield, got back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it. Brought down from behind by Tommy Butler. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. 4:11 to go until half. The Vikings up 6-3.
Design play for Russell to run the ball over left tackle. Valley City State stayed at home. Jordan Maher again making the play along with Kevin Strang.
2nd down and 10 for Valley City State, for South Dakota Mines. The Hard Rockers with the ball at the Viking 40-yard line. Jamie Dale checking back in. And we have another new quarterback for South Dakota Mines. Stepping into the quarterback's position is Marshall Davis. He's calling his own number, juking away from a couple of would-be tacklers. That should be a clip. It is not. There it is, yes. The flag is down. One of the Vikings was in position to make the stop, and he was blocked from behind. And that's going to be a blocking infraction against South Dakota Mines. Mike York was the man set to make the stop. The flag is down at the 36-yard line.
That was Jason Balestein, the tight end that came back and made the block, and everybody could see that on the sideline. Could see it. People in the stands could see that. We saw it pretty plain. Block in the back.
Yeah, and that is the call. Block in the back. That'll be 10 yards from the 44. So they're going to knock that one from the 34. So this will go back to the 44-yard line, and it's going to bring up about a 2nd down. Well, actually, they're going to mark it off from the past spot apparently. So they'll mark it back to the 46. And we'll bring up 2nd down and 15.
That was Marshall Davis, a wide receiver playing quarterback, and luckily he was a wide receiver because that snap was high. He had to make a one-handed catch.
Now Roberts comes back into the game at quarterback, throwing over the middle. Pass complete to Tyler Barth, who made a couple of men miss, and he'll drive ahead to the Viking 37. A pickup of 8 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7 for South Dakota Mines. And another big situation for the Vikings to try and get a stop. And this is probably field goal range right now for Andy Smith based on what he missed last time from 58.
Well, absolutely it is. This would only be a 55-yarder, Ryan.
Only. 3rd down and 7 for South Dakota Mines. They have the football at the Viking 37. Roberts dropping back, man in his face. Pass complete to Jamie Dale. He's going to go to the house for a South Dakota Mines touchdown. A dive across the middle of the football field by one of the defensive backs, and the ball went right through his hands. It's picked up by Dale on the other side, and he will go in for the score to give the Rockers a 9-6 lead.
Yeah, Dustin Renner is the guy who dove for that ball, was in good position. Perfect throw that time. Dale running across the middle, and then a little help at the end of the play. Dusty Daniels, the wide receiver, blocking downfield, allowing Dale to get into the end zone.
Andy Smith will come on, and what is a chip shot extra point for him. after that 58-yard miss a moment ago. Kick is on its way, and it is good. 10-9 your score. Correction, 10-6 your score. South Dakota Mines will take a 4-point lead with 2:52 left to go of the opening half. Taco John's timeout. The Vikings down to the Hard Rockers 10-6 on Dakota Country and the Viking Radio Network.
Dakota Plains
Who do you
Cooperative
have
is
as
proud to
number
be among the North Dakota
16
co-ops that are in
for
business to serve its members
Mines?
and give something back
Russell.
to the community.
Am I saying
Dakota
Roberts?
Plains has it all.
Yeah, that's why I don't know if
Yeah,
I was
it's
right.
Russell. It's Russell. My bad. I'll get it right.
Propane, fuel and gas.
I've got those guys mixed
ranch
up all
and pet
day.
Store, feed,
Well, they both
livestock
start with
equipment,
R's.
Yeah.
petroleum equipment, and C-stores. They're proud to serve you. Dakota Plains Cooperative, Valley City, Litchfield, and Lemoore.
Welcome back. Live coverage of Viking football in Dakota Country and the Viking Radio Network. South Dakota Mines goes up 10-6 on a 37-yard touchdown pass to Jamie Dale. At least that's how it goes in the book. There was a lot more going on that play than meets the eye. And we'll talk more about that. The chef, Brian Yanish, is on the Viking sideline. We'll get a defensive report in a moment. But now, a little bit of time left for the Vikings to work. 2:52 to go until halftime. The Vikings have 2 of their timeouts remaining, and they'll get the football back. Down by a 4-point margin. Smith to kick the football away, high and deep, and this will be taken back at the 7-yard line by Derek Elliott. Elliott looking for a hole up the middle, tried to sidestep a man, got to the 27 down there. First down and 10 for the Vikings at their own 27-yard line. Brian Yanish on our sideline today. What can you tell us, Brian?
Well, in the last play there, Dustin Renner thought he was going to have some safety help over the top, so there was definitely some confusion in the secondary, and they're working pretty hard right now to try to get that figured out.
Yeah, that's probably the reason why he made an aggressive play at that, trying to pick the ball off. Otherwise, he might have just tried to bat it down or something like that.
Yeah, he made a great effort at it, and it was just a perfectly thrown pass by Nick Russell.
And great concentration on the backside by Jamie Dale to haul that in, because it's tough to do that when it goes through somebody else's hands. The Vikings have Trent Kozel back on the field at quarterback. He'll drop back, throwing to the near side of the field, incomplete to Kenny Eliason. And there is a flag down anyway at the line of scrimmage. We'll see if one of the Hard Rockers lined up in the neutral zone or if one of the Vikings made an illegal shift. And that call is upcoming. They're talking to the Hard Rockers, and that would appear to be against the Vikings. Procedure penalty. They are going to mark it off, so it'll be a loss of 5. Brings up 1st and 15 for the Vikings.
And I'll tell you, Valley City State cannot go 3 and out here. With the momentum that South Dakota Mines has right now, it would not be beneficial to them to go 3 and out. Be interesting to see what time of possession is at halftime.
Twin wide receivers each side of the football field on 1st and 15 at the 22 for Valley City State. Shotgun snap once again to Kozel. He'll throw left side of the field for Letheo Proctor. Proctor making a move, shook a man, trying to continue his move parallel across the field and got to around the 30. It'll be a pickup of around 7. And the clock continues to run with 2:25 to go. Brings up 3rd down and 8.
Well, for some reason, Tyrell Anderson just kind of dropped his coverage on Letheo Proctor out in the flat. That allowed the pass to be completed. Proctor running more east and west than north and south, not picking up a whole lot of yardage.
6 defensive backs again for the Hard Rockers on 2nd down and 8, and the pass to the far side is complete for Kenny Eliason. Or is that Letheo Proctor? It is Eliason that made the catch, and a timeout will be taken by Valley City State with 1:59 to go here in the opening half. It is a Taco John's timeout, and that timeout actually taken by South Dakota Mines. So we'll take a break, and we'll come back with more in a couple of moments. You're listening to Viking Football on Dakota Country and the Viking Radio Network. Ever run out of hot water in the middle of a shower? Want to make sure you never do? Replace your water heater with an efficient, dependable electric unit from Dropper.
They need a first down, or
an electric water heater can be installed
it could
just about
be ugly here before half.
Yeah, about flames or combustion byproducts. And with Otter Tail Power Company's low off-peak rates, a family of 4 can enjoy all the benefits of electric water heating for only $15 to $20 a month. For details, call Dropper Electric quick before the hot water runs out. NFL scores in progress at the half. Atlanta blowing out Washington 24-3. Arizona on top of Chicago 31-7 at halftime in the Windy City.
That's too bad.
Cincinnati on top of Baltimore 17-0 at halftime. Also Indianapolis 13-3 leaders over Houston at the half. New England leads Miami 13-10. final seconds of the second quarter. Green Bay leading Tampa Bay 21-17, final seconds of the second. And at halftime, it's Jacksonville 14, Kansas City 6. Here it's 3rd down and 4 for the Vikings. They trail 10-6 to South Dakota Mines. And the ball at the Viking 33 after a Hard Rocker timeout, trying to save some clock for their own usage if they can come up with a stop. Twin wide receivers each side of the football field. A.J. Pfeiffer motions back into the backfield. This is a keeper for Kozel right up the middle of the football field. 1st down and more to midfield. It'll stop the clock for the Vikings. An 18-yard pickup, and it's 1st and 10 for Valley City State.
Now Valley City State will be more aggressive here. They've got 2 timeouts remaining. This 1st down was huge. That shouldn't allow South Dakota Mines to get the ball back this half.
Twins each side on 1st and 10 with a clock at 1:45 to go. The snap again will be to Kozel out of the shotgun. Drops back 3 steps, firing left side, and overshot his target, Letheo Proctor. On the field was Brian Yanish during that timeout. Chef, what can you tell us out of that huddle?
Well, it looks like the Vikings are seeing that the Hard Rockers are just trying to sit back in a soft shell, keep everything in front of them. So they were trying to figure out how to get a 1st down, keep the ball in their possession at the end of the half, and they felt like Kozel was their best option there.
And it brings up 2nd down and 10. Kozel was a great option for 18 yards, but his pass on 1st down incomplete. He looks to take the pass now on 2nd down and 10, just inside Hard Rocker territory. He'll throw screen. This one incomplete again. I have never seen a team have this many problems completing a screen pass, but they have been struggling with completing screens all season long, Tyler.
Yeah, they have. For some reason, the offensive line is not chipping on the defensive line maybe long enough and getting downfield and helping the receiver on these screen passes. That time, there was a defender right in the face of Jason Hollett, the intended target.
Look out for rocket screen here on 3rd down and 10. Derek Elliott has stepped in. 2 tight ends in the game for Valley City State. Elliott wide left. Empty backfield, and Elliott will now motion back to the right. And a whistle will blow as a flag comes out, and I'm wondering if the play clock ran out. It was at 40 seconds when the ball was snapped, and usually that will automatically restart after it runs down, so we may see a delay of game penalty. Procedure penalty against the Vikings instead, so here comes 3rd down and 15.
And Brian makes a good point, too. They are playing a soft shell, and that middle of the field is open. You've got 2 timeouts left, so use it. The safeties are back about 15 yards, and they'll drop even farther on Kozel's drop back.
Well, again, the same formation. Elliott winds up left side, but now motions back to the right, and they do try to run a screen, but this is to Kenny Liason, and he can't catch the football. Well, I'll tell you what, you have no idea what exactly it is. If on some cases it's a quarterback not being able to throw a screen. On the other cases, it's a receiver not being able to catch a screen. But my goodness, Tyler, as a Viking football fan, am I wrong to be impatient about those mistakes here in Week 10 of the season?
No, not in Week 10. Absolutely not. And these are not hard passes to make, and they're not easy or they're not hard passes to catch either. The ball was behind the receiver, Eliason.
Derek Elliott kicks the football away. It's a line drive punt. Henderson will make the catch back at around the 23, fair catch style. And so South Dakota Mines will take over, 33-yard punt, no return. 10-6 South Dakota Mines with 1:26 left to go until halftime. Here in Game 2 of the Fargo Dome's DAC Bowl. The first one won 31-27 today by Dakota State over Mayville State.
And Mines definitely got to be sniffing at least 3 points here. We saw the range of kicker Andy Smith. They need about 50 yards.
3 wide receivers dropping back and throwing over the middle of the football field is Russell. Russell will complete it to number 17, Jonathan Tristo, to the 24. Just a pickup of a yard. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
And Valley City State covered that very well. The ball, actually, Valley City missed a couple tackles on the play, but there was just too many white jerseys around the blue jersey.
2nd down and 10. Correction, 2nd down and 8 or 9 coming up. Russell rolling sideline, pump faking, looking downfield, stepping up, going to fire downfield and through the hands of Jamie Dale. That'll bring up 3rd down. We've got, looks like a couple of football teams. I don't know if those are the next ones to play. I believe those are Jamestown College jerseys that I see on the far side, and maybe some Minot State red and green over here. All right, that's the next game that's coming up. And here comes 3rd down and 9 for South Dakota Mines after the incompletion of Jamie Dale. Brian Yanish will try and catch up with Dennis McCulloch just before halftime. before he makes his way into the locker room. Short pass far side of the field, and it is complete, and then the ball came out. They're going to rule down by contact. Bernardo Marte picks it up, but down on the field before dropping the football was the receiver, number 2, Tony Ostheimer, I believe, for South Dakota Mines. And he's going to pick up 11 yards for a first down up to the 36.
Tell you what, Ostheimer was very patient, waiting for Todd Sherman, an offensive lineman, to get out there and help him block. I don't think Sherman hit anybody, but he created a screen for Ostheimer to run inside of.
35 seconds to go, and no timeout used on that play by South Dakota Mines. Dropping back is Russell, rolling to the far side of the field, and he is going to take a hit and another, and then goes out of bounds at around the 39. And that will stop the clock with 23.3 seconds left to go.
There was a screen supposed to be set up on that play. The lineman going downfield. When the screen was disrupted, Russell had to run the ball. He couldn't throw it down the field, or it would have been a penalty on the Hard Rockers.
2nd down and 7. And again, twin wide receivers to each side of the football field. And Nick Russell out of the shotgun. 4-man front for the Vikings, but only one linebacker. They'll throw over the middle, and the pass again complete to Jonathan Tristo. Enough for a first down to the 49, and 18.3 seconds left to go. They're still in Hard Rocker territory, so this would test the leg of Andy Smith. I mean, if you think about it, let's see, they've got it at the 49, so 59. You know, that would only be about a 66 or 7 yard kick, Tyler. I mean, he could try that, you know.
You know, I think legitimately they want to get that ball down to about the 35 to have a real good shot of making it. And, again, we've seen the leg of Andy Smith.
At halftime, we'll turn things over back into the studios where Gary is standing by today. He'll have a look at Dakota Country's radar weather. Also a look at the scores in progress in NFL football today. The chef happy with his Bengals so far this afternoon. They're up 17-0 at halftime over Baltimore. You know, I had to do some football picks for someone this week. And somebody tried to talk me into taking Chicago over Arizona, and because the crowd was going with that, and I refused to do it, Tyler. And look at that, Arizona up 31-7 in the third quarter this afternoon.
And that's at Chicago, is it not?
It is in Chicago right now.
That's a surprise. Now Arizona's good. Chicago not quite as good, but Chicago plays pretty well at home.
In a completely unrelated story, someone is flipping us obscene gestures here in the press box. It is first down and 10. Throw down field is complete, I believe. Or no, it was picked off by the Vikings. And out of bounds at the 42-yard line is Valley City State's number 9. We're having a hard time picking. That's Ivan Laura that picked it off for the Vikings. And the Vikings will take over first down and 10 at their own 42 with 9.5 seconds to go.
It was actually Bernardo Marte, Ryan, who was on the sideline. Again, he's wearing a different jersey here today. He wears number 21. They were trying to hit Jamie Dale in the flat. Marte did a great job just taking the ball away from him.
And so the Vikings will come on the field, and it looks like they're going to take the knee. They're going to load up with 2 tight ends. Only 9.5 seconds left, so the only thing you could do is try and throw downfield if you want. Kozel's going to put a knee down, and that's going to run us into the locker room. And, boy, this place just came deflated all of a sudden after the Vikings decided to do that. Now, of course, Dennis McCulloch is in the box, and I may have steered our Brian Yanish wrong. Well, Dennis McCulloch has now come down onto the field, and we'll see if Brian can track him down before he runs into the locker room. The Vikings down by a score of 10-6. A 4-point lead for South Dakota Mines as we go into our halftime intermission. We do have our halftime summary coming up. We'll get a look at some of the scores from around the NFL, all that type of thing coming up here during our halftime report. And I do not know, Brian Yanish is waiting over on the sideline where the Vikings are going into the tunnel. And we'll see if he can't catch up with Dennis McCulloch just before the team goes into the locker room. Brian, go ahead and take it away.
Hey, Coach, you got to be real happy with the way your defense played there, holding the 10 points. Your defense on the field a lot there, huh?
Yeah, he was on there a lot. We were a little disappointed they scored. I mean, we gave up a couple of big plays, long drive, penalties. I mean, I still don't believe that's a rough running into the kicker. You know, we had a couple of penalties that just frustrated that one drive. I mean, there's just no way we should have had the ball back. And that's frustrating. Offensively, you know, we're just not being able to run the football. I mean, they're doing a good job on us, not blocking the guys we need to. We're just, I don't know, we're just not in sync offensively. We're just making a lot of mistakes, a lot of silly mistakes, and so we got to get those things shored up. I don't know the answers to those. By this time of year, we shouldn't be making these mistakes.
Sure, we got one more halftime. You know, what do you tell the kids here?
Well, we just come out and correct some of the things we're doing. Offensive, we got to find something that's going to be consistent. You know, we scored on a big play, but wow, you know, one play, we got to make something happen, put some things together. So, and it's fine-tuning some of those things.
Okay, thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck second half.
That's Brian Yanish on our sideline today with Dennis McCulloch, the head football coach of the Vikings, as they head into their halftime. We'll come back with our halftime summary, take a look at what went on in this first half of play in just a couple of moments after a Taco John's timeout. It's our Hot Eats Cool Treats halftime report, which is presented by Dairy Queen, and at the half, it's 10-6 South Dakota Mines over Valley City State University. We're back with more in a couple of moments. You're listening to Viking football on Dakota Country on the Viking Radio Network.
Time to watch a computer screen for hours while trying to send and receive email.
Yeah, I thought that would be pretty lopsided.
You want 2 minutes, Ryan?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, and then I want you to get some scores and stuff like that ready because I'll be handing it to you for a little bit, all right?
Okay. I'll see what I can do to get the scores.
Well, they've got to be on the AP. These are things that you have to know how to do, so I'm sure you can get them.
All right.
PTC.com for more information.
When healthcare goes beyond expectations, people get better, faster. That's the goal behind quality healthcare. A nurse's compassion, a surgeon's skill, a committed support staff. Each caregiver excels in what they do and what they deliver, going beyond standard procedures, bringing a higher level of healthcare. Quality. Mercy Hospital, the Quality Healthcare Center.
Miller Motors, your 5-star dealer in Valley City, has the perfect vehicle for you. Come shop their selection of new and used vehicles, and they'll help you get what you're looking for. Don't waste your time shopping around when there's just one easy stop to make. Miller Motors in Valley City, your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep dealer. Give them a call at 845-2780 or check them out on the web at www.millermtrs.com. Miller Motors, located on West Main in Valley City. Sports is a family event. Mom, Dad,
All right, last ad, and I'll be ready with sports and weather.
All right, great. Thank you. Sports is also an event where friends get together to cheer on other friends. That's why Pizza Corner, Main Street, Valley City, has made their restaurant suitable for everyone. We invite you to bring the fans and players in after the game and enjoy the finest pizza anywhere. With the indoor playground, party room, jukebox, and smoke-free environment, you can't go wrong. Everyone likes pizza. And Pizza Corner, Main Street, Valley City, has the finest pizza anywhere. Welcome back to live coverage of Viking football in Dakota Country and the Viking Radio Network. It's the Hot Eats Cool Treats halftime report, which is presented today by Dairy Queen in Valley City. At half, the Vikings down by 4 to South Dakota Mines 10-6. An interesting first half, Tyler, where the Vikings took a 6-3 lead, gave up just a field goal to get things rolling. South Dakota Mines with a late touchdown, and really didn't seem like either offense was very effective, but South Dakota Mines more effective than Valley City State overall in the first half of play.
Yeah, I think both defenses have to be happy with what they have done. You heard Coach McCulloch a little upset, especially at that running into the kicker call, and we saw it on replay here, and it was a very, very questionable call that sustained or kept the drive alive for the Hard Rockers. They went down to score their only touchdown on that particular drive. I would guess they're going to be happy with their rushing yardage as far as what they have given up. I'm talking about Valley City State. 50 yards rushing in the first half. Last time they met, the Hard Rockers had 284 rushing yards. So far, so good. Possession time, I thought that was going to be interesting. Looking at it, Valley City State has had the ball for 10 minutes and 40 seconds, as opposed to South Dakota Mines, 21 minutes, 32 seconds, and most of it on that one long 19 play drive.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our halftime summary. The Vikings and Mines trading drives for the first 3 drives of the game. Mines taking over at their 5, first scoring drive of the game. It was a 19-play drive. They went from their own 5 to the Viking 5, but had to settle for a 22-yard field goal at 12:48 of the second quarter. They went up 3-0. The Vikings stall. Mines will end up missing a field goal from 58 yards away that hit the crossbar. The Vikings take over at the 41, and on their second play from scrimmage, a trick play turned into a double reverse. McAtee took the snap, gave it away to Pfeiffer, who pitched it to Zinke coming back from left to right, and then McAtee, who had started the play, was open on the right side of the field, took the long pass and went 59 yards to the house, put the Vikings up 6-3. Mines and the Vikings would each stall. Mines would end up having a drive start at their own 30. They would be helped on a block, or actually they would be hurt rather by a block in the pack penalty, but two big plays on that drive, a 35-yard pass to Tony Ostheimer and a 37-yard pass to Jamie Dale with 2:52 left of the half, made it 10-6 in favor of South Dakota Mines, and that's where we stand. Halftime numbers look like this. The Vikings obviously down by the 4-point margin. Rushing yardage, Mines 50, the Vikings 34. Passing yardage, Mines 151, the Vikings 82, and keep in mind that 59 of that came on one play. So 201 to 116 total offense, 59 of those yards for the Vikings coming on one play. Outside of the touchdown play, it hasn't been a very good day offensively for the Vikings. Penalties, the Vikings 6, South Dakota Mines 5. Time of possession 21:32 to 10:40. Keep in mind that is not an accurate number. There are only 30 minutes in the first half of football. According to our stat sheet, we had 32 minutes of football. A little bonus football. We're going to be charging people extra for the extra football that they saw today as they leave the game, because according to the stat sheet, they saw more than they paid for. Jamie Dale, 10 carries, 36 yards. The Vikings, Trent Kozel, 7 carries, 34 yards. Tommy Zinke is 4 of 9. Trent Kozel, 3 of 2. And right now it's Nick Russell, 10 of 13 with 135 yards, a touchdown, and a pick for South Dakota Mines, maybe the leading offensive player so far. We're going to take a break in the studios. When we come back, Gary will have a look at our halftime scores from the NFL today and look at Dakota Country's radar weather as we continue on the Hot Eats, Cool Treats halftime report presented by Dairy Queen. It's 10-6 South Dakota Mines over Valley City State, and the second half is on the way in just a couple of moments.